video I'm going to be talking about Halston's Z-14. Why is it called Z-14? Well, it's actually a code name. Code name for it is for one of the perfumers that created this fragrance. It's either Max Gavry and the other perfumer is Vincent Marcello. It was launched in 1974 for the House of Halston. This is a house that has a very interesting backstory to it. If you guys have seen the drama with Ewan McGregor, who actually plays the part as Roy Halston, honestly guys, if you haven't seen it, you really need to check it out. It pretty much explains how he became who he was. This was his first fragrance for his company, but the interesting thing about this scent is that this came with another fragrance from the same year. In 1974, they also released this one right here. And as you guys can see, the bottles are completely identical. This scent right here is called 112, and it's obviously the code name for the other perfumer. Halston Z-14 is definitely the most popular, I would say, out of the both of them. But in my opinion, 112 is good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. So I really want to focus more on Z-14. Yeah, the spray for this is absolutely shit. It's actually leaking. First of all, just want to say before I talk about the smell, for the value that this fragrance is, the smell of it is absolutely fantastic. The opening for this is quite top heavy, but the base for it, of course, isn't as heavy as it is in the top. This is one of those fragrances, you know, and I've noticed that with a lot of reformulated classic fragrances, you know. Not necessarily a bad thing, quite decent for what they are. The fact that this is classed as a cologne is... I don't think it's really a cologne. This is really working more like an EDT, because it's quite heavy on this card right now. Anyway, let's get into the notes now. What do I get? Well, I get a very nice... Well, I get all sorts. I mean, the one thing I would say about Halston Z-14 is that you're not going to offend anybody with this. You know, for the fact that this is an old scent, you are really not going to offend anybody. And for 1974, I mean, don't get me wrong, it does smell dated. It does smell classic though at the same time. For this to be a 1974 release is just groundbreaking in my opinion. The citrus is not exactly minimal. It actually holds up, to be honest with you, and I really feel like the lemon note in here is just absolutely beautiful. The way that it smells, it is sweet, but I feel like the sweetness is definitely coming from the resinous side of the fragrance. You're getting that lemon, it's that almost lemon cypress smell in the opening. Absolutely just beautiful. As it starts to dry down, you're actually getting this really nice cinnamon note, and the way the cinnamon works in here is dry. I suppose it does have a level of sweetness, but the sweetness definitely comes more from the base, almost festive like, I suppose, in the way that it smells. And usually when I smell cinnamon anyway, like on its own, I'm reminded of the Christmas season, you know. Most people are like that. Touches of coriander also, and bearing in mind this is all after about 30 minutes, you're getting quite a lot of notes that are coming through. I think that's what actually makes it such a good value fragrance. The way this fragrance dries down is you are almost getting this old school leathery jacket kind of smell. Very generic oak moss, but it works in this fragrance. The resonance in here, you're actually getting some nice benzoin in here, and it does work in its warm type of vanillic way. You're not really getting a lot of that type of accord in this fragrance. It's definitely more of an ambery, leathery, mossy scent in the base. but to a degree, there is a slight touch of what I would say is almost like a balmy, ambery, like a balmy, ambery tone to the scent, as opposed to like a vanilla or anything like that. If you guys are into inexpensive scents, this is just an absolute no-brainer. I've noticed actually the prices for it are going up a little bit. This size bottle here is 125ml, but you can get a bigger size, believe it or not. I think it's over 200ml. I'm thinking actually about getting some. In the next video, whether it's going to be my next video or it'll be in a few weeks, who knows, I don't know yet. Massively underrated. For a cologne, this has outstanding longevity. It literally lasts on my skin about 7 to 8 hours, which is EDT strength. That's what makes me think that this is an EDT. Obviously it's a newer formula, so it might just be called a cologne because it was a cologne back in the 1970s. So it might just be a gimmick, a marketing gimmick. But it just works straight up like an EDT. So 7 to 8 hours, you are just getting, in my opinion, a very well valued, classy scent. The sillage as well is also outstanding. The other day, for me to really sample this scent, I sprayed it on my neck about 12 times because I wanted to get a true experience out of it. I wanted to see how it actually developed and how it performed. And honestly, the performance for it was just absolutely brilliant. So again, this is one of those fragrances I've had in my collection for years, but I do not reach for it that often, especially now. Back in the day, I actually used to wear this quite sparingly. As you guys can see, I'm about 45% through this bottle, but again, I need to get another one because it's one of those scents that I definitely don't want to be without, especially because prices are reaching up. Not that much, but still, it's a sign. I honestly feel like when prices go up for fragrances, it's because they may be getting discontinued in the near future. I don't know. Maybe it's a seasonal thing, I don't know. That could be that. I don't know a lot, apart from the occasional fragrance. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much the end of this video. I am so looking forward to editing this one because this is a 30-minute video. It's going to take ages to send over from my phone to the laptop and then to render in the video making software. This is all part of the experience for me to be a reviewer here on YouTube, and I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Bye for now. And it's obviously the code name for the other perfumer. Now, they're both completely different fragrances, so I'm gonna